Thank you for joining the session. Is my screen is visible to everyone? Please confirm so that we can go ahead with the class. Is my screen is visible, right? Hello. Uh, can anyone please confirm whether my
Yes.
screen is visible?
Yes. It is
Yes.
visible.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. See, this is the first class of the Power BI. So most of the people, I think that you have gone through the demo session. So in the demo session, I have explained you about the Power BI architecture. Okay. So just I will try to repeat about the Power BI architecture in 2 minutes, and we can go through the further class, like how to download the Power BI desktop into your system and how to load the data. And we'll be study about some basic things about the Power Query. Okay. So first, in order to understand this particular topic, I request everyone just please understand this particular slide on Power BI architecture. Then it will become easy to understand the further classes. So when you look at entire Power BI architecture, so what is the use of this Power BI? This Power BI is a tool. We call it as BI mean business intelligence tool. With the help of this, what happens that we will connect to the data which is provided by the client. From that particular data, you will try to create some visuals and reports and share that reports to the clients. Now see, the client will approach us with some data. Okay. So where they will store this particular data. So if the data size is less, the client will store the data in the Excel files. Okay. Or if the data size is huge, they will store some data in some databases. So those databases may be SQL or it may be Oracle database or any other database. They will store that particular data. Okay. And as a Power BI developer, what you will do, you will install this Power BI desktop, which is an open software. You will try to install the Power BI desktop into your system and you will connect to the data which is provided by the client. And after connecting the data, there is within the Power BI desktop, there is one software called as Power Query. With the help of that, you can do the ETL transformation. What is meant by ETL? E stands for extraction, the process of connecting the data which is provided by the client. We call it as extraction. And the T stands for transformation. What is meant by transformation? That the client which will provide the data may not be in structured format, may not be in the unified format. Okay, so you will convert that unstructured data, or will convert that raw data into a structured format by making some transformations. So to do the transformation, we have a tool called Power Query. There are a lot of menu-based options are present. With the help of that menu-based options, we will try to transform the data. Okay. After transforming the data, after processing the data, after cleaning the data, we'll try to load the data into Power BI desktop. So the ETL tool which is present in the Power BI desktop is Power Query. So in coming 10 hours of the classes, we'll be discussing about this concept called as this tool within the Power BI desktop Power Query. Now, once the transformation is done, then we'll move to the Power Pivot. So I told like client will store the data inside these data sources. How they will store this particular data? They will store the data in the form of some tables. Okay. They'll store the data in the sum of tables. In the Power Pivot, we will once the tables are loaded, we will try to establish the relationship between the tables. We'll try to establish the relationship between the tables. We'll try to create one data model between these tables. So the process of establishing the relationship between that particular tables, we call it as we'll be studying in case of Power Pivot. Okay. Once we have established the relationship between the tables, next we'll be moving to Power View. So what is meant by Power View? The next component of the Power BI desktop, we call it as Power View. So when you install the Power BI desktop, I will show you how to install Power BI desktop into your system. So we have many visuals like which are there in the Power BI desktop. With the help of that visuals and with the help of this data which is provided by the client, you will try to create some visuals, and through some visuals you will try to create some reports, and the process of this report meeting will be doing it in the Power View. Okay, Power Query for transforming your data, Power Pivot to establish the relations or to perform the data analysis, and then we move to the Power View where you can create the reports or we can create the visuals and from the data which is provided by the client. So what does this visual contains? This visual contains some actionable information. So what is meant by actionable information? With the help of that visuals and the reports that you build in the Power BI desktop, you will take some, the client will take some business action. So that's why we call it as these visuals contain some actionable information. So you have installed the Power BI desktop into your system, you have made the transformation, you have established the relationship between the tables, and finally you have created the report. And what is the next step? So this report is sitting in your Power BI desktop, right? And we need to publish this report into one, we need to publish, we need to share this report to the client, right? Finally, the client who has given the data, you need to create the reports from, you need to share the report to the client. So in order to share the report to the client, first you need to publish that report. To publish the report will be depending upon one cloud-based platform. The cloud-based platform where you can publish your report, the cloud-based, Azure-based cloud-based platform, we call it as Power BI service. Okay. So from the local system, you are publishing into one cloud-based open platform, we call it as Power BI service. So from this, you will share the report to the clients. Okay. Now the client can access the report through his laptop or his iPhone, or it may be anything through his desktop. He can access that report and he can analyze the business. So once he analyzes that report, he will take the business decisions how to optimize his business process. So in the first step, it is a client who have provided you the data. And it's you as a Power BI developer, from the data which is provided by the client, you have created the report in your Power BI desktop. And after creating the report, you are publishing that report in one cloud-based platform. We call it as Power BI service. From the Power BI service, you are sharing the report to the client. From the Power BI service, the client is accessing your report. And this report, with the help of the report which are provided by you, the client will take his business action and he will try to optimize his business process. So this is the entire Power BI architecture, right from connecting the data sources, from doing the transformation, doing the data analysis, creating the reports, publishing the reports into Power BI service, and giving and sharing the report to the client, and the client will use that report. So this is the entire Power BI architecture you need to understand in the first class itself. And next, in the next slides, we'll be discussing about the next step is how to install the Power BI desktop into your system. Okay, this is the first step. First, yes, we have seen the theoretical concept of the Power BI architecture. Now, in order to connect to the data which is provided by the client, first you need to install the Power BI desktop into your system. And let us see how you can install the Power BI desktop into your system. Okay, so let us see here. See, Power BI desktop. There are the two ways where you can install the Power BI desktop into your system. So the first thing that if you have the Microsoft Store installed in your system, just type as Microsoft Store. If the Microsoft's there, see the Microsoft Store is installed in your system. Just in the search bar, type it as Microsoft Store. After that, open this Microsoft Store. Yeah, in this here in the search button, just you type it as Power BI Desktop. Okay, here. See, just have typed as Power BI. See, Power BI Desktop. It is appearing over here. Just try to click on this. Once you click on this Power BI Desktop, see, it will ask you to here Power BI Desktop. It will ask you to install. Okay, it will ask you to install. Just try to click on the install. It's showing it is preparing to download. And it will take some time to install that Power BI desktop into your system. Let me check if the Power BI desktop is already installed in the system. Yeah, since it will take some time depending upon the performance of your system. So that is the one of the way that you can install the Power BI desktop into your system. Just type it in as Microsoft Store. In the Microsoft, when you type Microsoft Store, just in the search button, you can click as Power BI, and your Power BI desktop will be installed in your system. Okay. So what is the other way that you can install the Power BI desktop into your system? So there is also the other way where you can install the Power BI desktop into your system. The other way, like with the help of that Google. Okay. So if you don't have this, many people may don't have the Microsoft Store installed in their system. So let us study the second procedure, how you can install the Power BI desktop into your system. So just open the Google and type it as Power BI. Just you can type as Power BI desktop download. Yeah, close some apps. Yeah. So once you click on Power BI desktop download, here you will find download Power BI desktop. Okay, right. So once you click on this download, it will show that automatically the selected language will be English. So if for any chance it is showing any other language, I request everyone to select this language as English. Then you can directly click on the download. Okay. Yes. So it is depending upon your speed, it will try to download. Okay. It's like installing an app into your mobile. So once you click on download, so it will automatically, when you go the download, depending upon your speed, like it will get be downloaded, and you can go to your download section and open that Power BI desktop, and you try to click on next, next, and next. So this is how when you install, it will ask the next, next, and at the end of the process, it will show you an option called as finish button. Okay. Once you click on that finish, this Power BI desktop will be automatically, it will be installed in your system. Okay, see like this. See download, it will try to Power BI desktop setup. Okay, this will be appearing in your download session, download section. So what happens that you need to open that. Once you open, it will show you how to like once you open that, it will tell you like next, next, next option. And once everything is done, at the end, it will show you an option called as finish. Once you click on that finish, the Power BI desktop system is will be installed in your system. So this is how you can download the Power BI desktop into your system. Okay. So as it is taking some time depending upon the stream, usually it will take 5 minutes. Okay. Then this is how you can download the Power BI desktop. So I have explained you the two ways. The first you have downloaded that there is a one process where you can download the Power BI desktop through Microsoft Store system. And the second step we have learned how to download the Power BI desktop through Google. So what is the difference? What is the difference that you can find? So the difference is that Microsoft will be introducing, and every year it will be introducing some new features into your Power BI desktop. Okay, the Microsoft. So when you install the Power BI desktop through Microsoft Store system, that what we have seen initially, that updates will be automatically captured. That updates will be automatically captured when installed through Microsoft Store system. Okay, because right now we are in this month of this May. Think in the June, the Power BI desktop that Microsoft has introduced some new innovations into your tool, like any some options are being added to that. So if you download to the Microsoft Store system, that updates are automatically captured in your Power BI desktop. But what happens when you download through this Google, the Power BI desktop, those updates will not be captured. So the updates which are date till date, that means May, those updates will be captured in that at that point of time. Suppose in the May or on this year in April. In the June, if any new updates are introduced by the Microsoft into the Power BI desktop, so those updates will be not captured. So, what is the best procedure? Like I request everyone, it is mandatory. Like you need to download the Power BI desktop through Microsoft Store system only, because any innovations or any updates which is introduced by the Microsoft will be automatically captured over there. So, and what is the process? If you download through, if you don't have the Microsoft Store system, and if you have downloaded through the Microsoft this Power BI desktop through Google, and in the next June month, if the new updates are introduced by the Microsoft, so how you can get that updates? So the only simple process first uninstall the Power BI desktop and reinstall it in the June. So whatever the updates that has happened introduced by the Microsoft in the June, those updates will be captured. So it is type of a manual process. In some months, you may not be remember to uninstall and install the Power BI desktop. So if you have the Microsoft Store system, at one time, if you download the Power BI desktop and that any new features which are introduced by the Microsoft will be automatically captured over there. So this is how. Now, once you open, like if you have downloaded the Power BI desktop, now how you can confirm that Power BI desktop is introduced in your system? See, here you will get the icon. So I have opened it many times. See, this is how you can Power BI desktop. Just you can type it in the search bar. Like once installation is done, if you click as Power BI desktop, see, this icon will be represented over here. It indicates that Power BI desktop is installed in your system. Okay. So once you click on that Power BI desktop over here, so this is the screen it will be opening. The user interface, we call it as Power BI desktop. So just close this update. Yeah, and I will total. Yeah, this we call it as Power BI desktop. Okay, this is a Power BI desktop. Now, let us understand first, before going to any topic, first you need to understand about the architecture of this Power BI desktop. So it will become easy for everyone to understand this Power BI desktop about this, what is this user interface? Okay. When you closely look at this Power BI desktop, when you look at the right top left corner, there is an option, is report view. There is an option, we call it as report view. One second. Yeah. This is the option we call it as report view. Okay. This is the place where you can build your report. So this is the center part where you can build your report. We call it as report view. When you come down, there is an option called as table view. Okay. This is the table view. So in order to understand this report view and table view, so you can understand once you try to load some data into your Power BI desktop. Okay. Now let us learn. This is a Power BI desktop, right? Now I want to bring some data into this Power BI desktop. So how you can bring that particular data? So there is an option called as get data. So with the help of this option, you can try to get the data into get the some data which is provided by the client into your Power BI desktop. So I'm clicking on this get data. So if you want to load some Excel or any files into it, just try to click on this Excel file. Okay. So I want to load some samples superstore. Samples superstore. Just try to click on open. Right. So once you click on the sample, it contains 3 files. Okay. So if you click on, I want to load the order table, just click on the orders table. You can able to see what are the different type of, in this order table, you have different type of the columns. And click on people. Just click on returns. Order table, people table, returns table. So they have selected these tables and try to click on load. See, orders table, people table, returns table. These 3 tables are loaded. So it is trying to load. Depending upon the file size, it will take some time. If the data size is less, the tables will be loaded very fast. And if the data size is very huge, which contains some millions or some millions of rows or lakhs of the rows, and that will take some time to load the data into your Power BI desktop. So it is trying to load. It is trying to fetch the data which is stored somewhere in your desktop. It will trying to load, and you can see the data is loading over here. So once it finished loading the data, and where you can see the data, you can see that particular data in this section, we call it as data section. In this particular section, you can able to see the data that you have loaded. Now, there the data which is there, it is seen in the form of like tables that you have loaded, right? If you want to see different what type of the columns are there, you can see over here. Here, if you try to expand, it contains 3 tables. What are the 3 tables it contains? Orders table, people's table, returns table. So when you look at this 3 tables in the Excel, if you open it, I will try to open over here. Once we see the data will be present in the Excel in the form of different sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So the data which is stored in the sheets, in the form of sheets in the Excel, here it will be appearing in the form of tables. Okay, in that each and every column you have in the orders, you have the orders table. In this orders table, you have some this columns. In the people table, you have these columns. In the returns, you have these columns. Okay, so these are the 3 tables that you have loaded. Now, when you expand this, you can able to see the table name and you can able to see the column name. But I want to look at, I want to see what type of the data which is stored inside. I want to store the data which is stored inside. So in order to see that particular data, so the first thing we call it as report view, where you can, this is the area where you can try to build your reports. And second section, we call it as this table view. With the help of this, you can see what are the different type of the tables you have. See, when you click on the table view and try to click on any one of the tables, see, open this table view. See, if you click on the order table. So this order table contains category, city. So here this data is arranged in the form of the alphabetic order. Okay. But here it is the data which is stored in the Excel in the same format it will show. So that these are the tables. Suppose if I click on the customer ID, you can go and see the customer ID. If I click on the customer name, you can go to the customer name. So by looking at this data section, why this data section will be helpful? It will help you to understand what type of the data is present inside. Here you can see row ID, order ID. When you look at, once you get the data, first you try to go through the columns. Then you can able to understand what type of the data. Because when you join in any project, you will get the tables, data in the form of tables. The first thing you need to analyze those tables or analyze those columns. Then only you can able to understand what type of the data it is. Okay, the blindly we cannot understand, right? If see, when you go column by column, you can able to understand what type of the data is stored over there. See, we have row ID, order date, ship mode, customer name, segment, country, state. You have the postal code, region. For every product they have ordered, you have product ID and category. The product is coming under which category, and the product is whether it is office supply or customer segment, and that product is coming under which subcategory, and what is the product name they have ordered, what is the sale of each product, and how much quantity they have ordered that product, what is the discount that we have given for that particular product, and what is the profit you have gained with that particular product. So when you closely go through these columns, that means you have ordered one product. Each the product that you have ordered, you have one order ID. And when you order the product, you have that order date at customer when they have ordered that product. You have the ship date once they have ordered the product, when the product has shipped. And we have ship mode column, how they have shipped that product, whether standard class or first class or second class. So by looking at this, you can understand this is the data which is related to some retail data where the customers are ordering the product. For each order, it is generating order ID and it is giving the information on the customer who is ordering that product. And it is giving their order from which segment or which country or which state. And it is giving the information about that postal code, region, that region ID. And it is giving the information about that categories, subcategories, sales, quantity, discount, and profit. That means it is related to some online, the retail business where you have got the data. So once you go and closely observe the columns only, then you can able to understand what type of the data is present inside. Okay, this is called as data view. The data view helpful you to understand what type of the information which is stored inside the table. Okay, now I'm trying to close. Now there is a third button, we call it as model view. When you click on this model view, it will show you what type of different tables are there. Those tables it will be represented over here. Now all these tables are loaded from a single sheet or single Excel sheet you can find over here. Suppose if you load another tables, the tables that you have loaded, you can see it in the data model. So as all these three tables are coming from a single file, there is no need to establish any relationship between these tables. In the further class, we can see how to understand how to create the relationship between the tables. So if you load some data in the form of Excel and not Excel, and from another Excel, if you have load some data, suppose table 4, 5, and 6, here also those tables will be appear over here in the data model. So while discussing about the concept of Power Pivot, we can discuss about how you can establish the relationship between the tables that you have loaded. Okay. So this is called as model view where you can see the different tables. This we can call it as table view where you can see entire information about your columns and what type of the data is stored. And the first one we call it as report view, the center part. This is a major part where you can build your reports. And how you can load the data with the help of this get data, you can load the data and the data that you have loaded will be appearing in the data section. Okay, we have learned how to download the data into your system. Now, let us see. Now, after downloading the data, now let us see this Power BI architecture. Okay, this Power BI user interface in the left side. So when you look at this Power BI desktop, when you look at this top right, you have a section. This section we call it as data section. This hey, enter here we call it as data section. The data section means This is the place where you can find the data that you have loaded into your Power BI desktop. This is called as data section. Okay. Just besides this data section, you can see here, there is called as one panel. We call it as visualization panel. This we call it as visualization panel. So in the visualization panel, with the help of this visualization panel, you can try to build the visuals. How you can, there are different type of the visuals which are there in this visualization pane. By using the data which is provided by the client, and by using the visuals which are there in the visualization panel, you will try to create the visuals in this center part. This the place where you can build the visuals. This we call it as a report canvas. So this entire space, the white space which is present inside in the center, we call it as a report canvas. Okay. Now in the report canvas, how you can build the reports or how you can build the visuals. So in the orders table, suppose if I want to open the columns in the orders table, try to expand this. Now I want to create one pie chart or something. My intention is I want to create pie chart. So if you want to create the pie chart, just select the pie chart. Once you select the chart in the report view, like in this, the center white part, we call it as report canvas, the visuals will be appearing over here. Now here I want to create region-wise sales, right? You can select the region over here. See region. And region watch how much sales it is making. Just click on sales. So it will try to make a region-wise sales. Okay, region-wise. So if you want to add the border, right? Just we will be discussing about this visualization for more than 10 to 12 hours of the class. So first, if I want to give some border to this visual, select that visual. And I want to format this visual, right? In order to format the visual, in the center there is an option called as format your visual. This is an option. You just click on the format your visual. Once you click on this format your visual, so there is one option called as general. General option will be there. Just click on general. In the general, I want to add one effect to this visual. What is that effect? I want to add a border. The border is an effect, right? Just click on the effects. Once you click on effects, there will be an option called as visual border will be appearing. Just try to on that. See, hey, you have created the visual. This is how generally that you can create the visual. Now same, if you want to create the another visual. Okay. So I want to create this is a create region wise sales. So how you have created this visual by using the data which is provided by the client and by using the visuals which are there in the visualization tab. With the help of this, you have tried to create one. Okay. Now second one, you have another. If I want to create another chart, there is one chart called donut chart. So I want to create the customer by sales or category by sales. So select the category and click on the sales. So you got category by sales. Now I want to add the border. Just don't go to the format your visual. In that, go to general and click on effects and border. Just if you want to format this visual in the form of second visual in the form of a first visual, you can select that visual. Click on format painter. Just click on this visual. See, you will get the border automatically. So if I want to create one table chart, okay. So come to empty space here, click on the empty space, click on any table. So like I want segment by sales, click on segment, sales. See, there you are getting the segment by sales. Like we have three. So when region by sales means west, east sales, the west region is this much, like 31%. East region is 29%. Central region is 501. South region, we got this. Category wise sales. There are three types of categories. Technology, it is making 36%. Furniture, it is making 32%. Office supply, it is making 31%. So segment by sales. If I want to add the border, how you can add the border? Select that visual. Click on the format painter. Now just come and click on this visual. You'll get here the segment by sales, consumer, corporate, and home supply, and what is the sales over. So this is how you can try to create sum of sales by region, sum of sales by category, segment by scale. So the place where you can build this report, the center part, we call it as report canvas. So by using the data which is provided by the client, we have loaded the data. And by using the visuals which are there in the visualization pane, you are trying to create the visuals over here. So we can, after in the coming classes, we'll be discussing how each and every visual will be useful for creating by using the data, in which scenario, which type of the visual that you need to use. And we can discuss everything visual by visual in the coming classes. Just to give you an introduction, the center area is called as report canvas, where you try to create that visuals. So for to make you understand how you can create the visuals, this creation of visuals will be building of this visual coming in the third part. First, you learn how to clean your data by using Power Query. Second, how to establish the data model. And third one, how to create your the reports by using Power BI. Okay. Now, after the visualization pane, when you come one step left, there is an option called as filter pane. There is an option called as filter pane. So with the help of this filters pane, you can apply the filters on your data. How you can apply the filters? Just select the visual. I am selecting the visuals. Once you select the visual, select sales by region. See here, filters on the visual means there are two fields that you have selected, region field and sales field. So that region fields and sales fields, it will be appear here in the filters on this visual. Okay, the two fields it is appear. Now my requirement is in the region I want to apply. Okay, out of all the regions, my requirement is I want to see the central wise sales. Okay, to see the central wise sales, you need to select what central. See, once you click on central, see only say out of all the sales, only central sales is reflected. My requirement is want central sales and I want east sales. In the filter select the east also. See central sales and east. Now apart from central sales, east sales, I want south sales also. Just click on south. See south. Now if I want to my visual to represent all the filters, once you remove all filters, so then all type of the data will be shown. If you click any one, the filters, the region to particular region will be shown. So this is how you can apply the filters. Okay, if you want to clear the filters, you can clear. In the category also, see, if you select the category, see the category filter is appearing over here. Now, if you click on this category, if I want to sell, I want to see only furniture, just click on furniture. So you can able to see the only furnitures. If I want office supplies as well, click on office supply. Along with the furniture, you can see the office. So this is how you can see the different type of categories over here by applying the filters over here. And if you remove this, all filters will be cleared and you can see the entire data. So this is called as filter section. Okay, this is called as filter section. Now, in this filter section, there is the first filter that you have seen, we call it as when you click on this here, filter on this visual. Here we have seen the page level filters. Okay, this is called the filter on this visual, that is called visual level filter. Okay, now if you add, like there is in the coming classes, there are three types of filters. We call it as filter on this page, filter on all pages. So those are topics we'll be discussing when you discuss on filter concept while discussing the filter in the visualization power view. There is a three types of the filters concepts will be there, and those filters that you can study when you go through when you study in the filter span. If you want to see that, you can able to see also. See here we have seen the region wise sales. Now I am applying the filter over here. See in the filter on this page, filter on all pages I will select. So there are three types of the filters will be there. If you see about here, like I will make you understand here. So like I will open the notepad and it becomes easy because to revise. They will ask this question in the interview. What are the different type of the filters will be there? So as we have discussing this part, it becomes easy for you to understand about the filters. When you discuss about these types of filters, there will be three types of filters. First one we call it as visual level filters. Second one we call it as page level filters. Third one we call it as report level filters. Okay, visual level filters, page level filters, report level filters. Okay, these are the three types. What is meant by visual level filters means when you select this visual, filters on this visual, that means only the filters which related to that visual only affected. So if I select this, click on central, see only this visual is changing because filter on this visual means the selected visual will only change. Now I'm selecting this visual. Come to filters on this visual means the visual with the filters which are related to the only second visual that you have selected that will change. See, if I click on office supply, it will show you the office. That is called as visual level filters. Now, same if I want this region by sales here for region by sales here and for this category also I want to see the region wise and in the consumer cell also I want to see the region wise sales. If entire all the visuals should interact and what are the visuals which are there in that particular page. If my filters I need to apply the filters to all the visuals. So what I will do, okay. In this particular case, if you select any types of filter or any visual over here, what happens? I will try to take the region over here. Okay, region. I will try to drop this region in the filters here. Okay. Here. Now, if I select instead of this, if I select the central, it will try to show all these visuals will be showing related to the central only. Okay, see. See, total sales. It is central sales. It is also showing the central. It is showing the central is 501239 central sales. Okay. If I remove this, see, just this filter central we have selected. It is filtering all. Here it is showing central. It is also showing central sales. It is also central sales. See, because the central sales is 501239. If I remove these filters, see, total sales is what? 22 lakh something. Okay. It is 22 lakh something. But if you click on here over here, and if you click on central, it will show the central sales is 50. This is how, because here all the visuals are changing. If you want to see also in this particular sales, if region by sales, if you want to see, you can better understand. I will create another table also for you. Let table, then you can better interpret here. I'm sorry. Control Z. I will come back, come to the empty space. See, I will create one table. Here, I will try to give region. Okay, region wise sales. Now, sir, it is having all region wise sales. Total sales is 22 something, central, east, south, and west. Now, what I will do, okay, so filter on this page. When you click on this visual only, filter on this visual, it will appear. But if I click on here, so it will by default, it will show you report filters on this page. That means if you drop any filter, if you drop any filter, the filter affects all the visuals which are present in this particular page. That is called as filters on page level filter. Now here in this region column, what I will do, open this region column. If I select central, see, if I select the central, what is the central sales? 501239, right? I'm selecting cell. See, it is showing central region. Here also it is showing central sales. Here also see in the customer, in the segment, in the consumer corporate segment, you have the total central sales as 50. In that, the consumer is making this much, corporate is making, home office is making this. Here, this is also showing the central sale. Now, if I want to show central and east, central sales and east sales, just select the east. See, it is showing central and east sales. See, central and east when you club 6, 5, 11, 8. See, central and east 11, 8. In that consumer is made. That means all the visuals are interacting. If you see these values are 435.9K. If I select this, the value will increase by 84. That means it is also seen. Here, east, central, south. Here also, east, central, when you club here, it is showing 1.15 lakh something, 15. So if you select west, it will show all the regions. So if you are selecting any filters, if you apply that filter on this page, means it will affect all the visuals which are present in that page. So that is called as page level filter. Now, if I make this is one page, consider as page one. If I want to create another page, that page we call it as page two. If you want another second page, I'm making this as a, if you want to rename, you can double click and I'm calling it a summary page. Just now I want to create another page. Like in the Excel, if you click on plus, a new tab will be open, right? In the same way, if I click on plus and a new tab will be open. Now here, what happens? I will try to create one visual. Okay. So I will create some same the table. So select the table. I am giving for our understanding. Okay. We will discuss these concepts again. But for your understanding, because we have started with filter, you need to understand how the filters are operating in the Power BI. So we have selected this is the region and we have selected sales. So region wise. Now we have selected this, suppose any bar chart I'm trying to select. Okay. Category, just for our simple understanding. Category wise. In the bar chart also, I'm selecting all. I will try to select the region only. So if your interpretation becomes your region wise sales, same I'm selecting. For chart is showing the, because it will analyze for you to understand how the filters will work. Region wise sales. Just so in order to add the border, how you can add the border? Select the visual. So in order to, this is a visual, in order to format the visual, in the visualization, you can go to the format your visual. If you click on this, you have visual and general. In that, you need to go to the general. So border is an effect, right? You need to go to the effect. Open that. In that effect, there is an option called visual border, right? Visual borders. See, you have got. Now select that visual. Click on format painter. You will get that. Select that visual. Click on the format painter. Right. So this is how you have created it. Okay. Now come here in the summary page. Summary page. Now, if you are applying the filter on this page, what happens? Suppose I will remove the filters. Filter on the, I will try to remove all the filters. So if I select the central, it is showing all centrals. All visuals are changing. So it is showing central sales, it is changing, it is changing, it is changing. Now you have selected filter on this page means all visuals in this page only will change, right? Now, whether the visuals in the second page will be changed or not. See, this visual, it is showing all regions. It is showing all regions. It is showing all regions. But the visuals in other pages are not changing. Okay. See visuals. Here it is showing central, central. but the second visuals it is not changed. But now what I will do, I will try to remove the region filter from here. Same region filter I will take and I will try to drop here filter on all pages. That means the filter that you apply over here, it will be applicable to all the pages which are present over here. Now see, if I select central, it is showing central, here central, it is showing central sales is 50, it is showing, and these values are related to the central issue. Now go to the second page where the values in the second page will change or not. So go to the page section. See this value search. It is also showing the central. These values are related to the central is showing. This value is also related to the central edition. That means filter on all pages means it will try to filter all the pages in the report. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page, how many pages are there? It will applicable to all the pages. That is called filter on all pages. Filter on this page means the selected page. If you apply the filters on only that page will be affected. If you apply on page 1, page 2, only that. And if you select any visual, the filter on this visual, it will be enabled. So if you, when you click on the blank, you will have only two filter on this page. You will have filter on all pages. Only this two will you will be having. But if you click on any visual, three filters will be. It will have filter on this visual, filter on this page, filter on all pages. If you click on filter of this visual, so the filters will affect only the visual that you select. When you place that filter on this page, it will affect all the visuals which are there in that particular page. If you select any filter and you drop on filter on all pages, the filter will affect all the pages which are present over here. So that is called different between these three types of filters. What are the three different types of they will ask, what are the three types of filters are there in the Power BI? There will be three types of filter: visual level filter, page level filter, report level filter. Visual level filter will be applicable to only the filter, that visual. If the filter is applicable to entire visuals in the page, we call it as page level filter. If the filters apply to all the visuals and all the pages which are there in the report, we call it as report level filter. Okay, that is called the filters in Power BI. Now let us discuss apart from that. See, we have seen the data section where you can see the data. We have seen the visualization section. By using the data and by using the visuals, how to create the visual you have seen. You have seen what is the report. What are the different type of filters. And this central area, we call it as report canvas where you can build your report. You have the report view where you can see the report. You have the data view if you want to see the entire data. And then we call it as model view where you can see the different type of the tables that you have loaded. Now next one, there is see this in the Power BI text at the top you have different type of menu based options will be there. File, home, insert, modeling with different types of the menu based options will be there, which will be helpful for you to like this get data. It will help you to extract the data which is present, which is stored in your desktop or somewhere. Okay. Here, different menu-based options in the coming classes we can see. Here you can Excel workbook. With the help of this Excel workbook, you can connect to the Excel file that you have in your desktop. With the help of this, you can SQL server. You can connect to the SQL server. The client will give the access, will give the credential to the database. By entering that client credential which is provided by the client, you can connect to the SQL server. Okay, so there are different menu-based options that you can, by the class, to progress over the class, you can understand that everything about this menu-based options and what are the different type of options which are there. And in the down session, we have called this page section where you have different page in the taskbar like summary page, page 1, page 2 that you can see at the down. So this is called as entire Power BI desktop interface. But first you need to understand from and how to create some basic visual and how to apply some filters that we have studied over here. And once you load this data over here, and I told you directly we'll just load the data and in the real time we'll not directly create the visual that what I have explained, because if the data is clean, if the data is fine, you can create the report. But at the sometimes, most of the times, your data may not be a cleaned format. That means it may not be a structured format. Now you need to clean your data you need to convert your unstructured data into structured data by using the Power Query. So now let us learn from Power BI Desktop tomorrow. You will know how to from Power BI Desktop, how you can go to Power Query. And we can study about what is the interface of Power Query. And with the help of Power Query, we have menu-based option and how you can do the transformations by using Power Query. So from Power BI Desktop, here this is the Power BI Desktop. From here, if you want to go to the Power Query, you need to click on this transform data. See this transform. In the transform data, when you click on this transform data, see Power Query useful for your making the transformation your data, right? So that's why you can come here and you can click on the transform data. Once you click on this power transform data, now from the Power BI Desktop, you will come to this Power Query editor. With the help of this Power Query, see in the Power Query, how many options are there in the home tab, this many options. In the transform, you have this many options. In the add column, you have this many options. In the view tab, you have this many options. In the tools, we have this many options. So by using this menu based option, you will try to transform your data. Just basic simple transform I will explain in the people table. When you see the people table, there is some problem is there when you closely observe. So what are the columns headings? When you look at the column headings, what is the problem you are having? See, this is a person and region. Person Anna Chak is a person, region West. But the column headers are not assigned properly. So this person and region, which is there in the first row, it should come as the column headers. Because why the Power Query has failed? Power Query has not that much human intelligence. It will think a person Anna this as data, region this as data. So it is failed to distinguish between the person name, a column name, and person name, and that's why it has moved that to the first row. For it is for Power Query, it is all these text are same. But you know, person and region, these are the column names, right? Now I want to move this first row as a column header. I want to make the transformation. So in this, you can click on this use first row as address. That means the first row I want to use as address. You click on use. See the transformation is taken. See person and region. Person and region. You made the transformation. The transformation that you make, it will record one step. So that is a transformation you need to see. When I go to the returns table also, see in the returns table, you have column 1 and column 2. See return and add, these are the column names. These are there in row 1. We need to move to the column names. You need to move those two up. How you can do this? Just come to use first row as address. Returned. These are the product return. These are the order. So like this, you need to, once the data is loaded into Power BI Desktop, you need to see whether your data is in organized format or you can make any transformation. So in the tomorrow class, we'll be discussing about how you can make the power transformations by using this Power Query. Now you can say, sir, from Power BI Desktop, you came to Power Query. So I have made some changes. So I have moved how to save my changes. You have made some changes, right? You have made the use first row as header, you have moved that. So how you can save the changes? You can click on this. When you click on close and apply, your changes will click on close. See, if you click on close, your changes will be saved, and again you will coming to your Power BI Desktop. So from Power BI Desktop, you have learned from Power BI Desktop. If you want to go to Power Query, see it is changes are saving, it is loading. That means you have made some transformation in the Power Query. You click on close and apply, and backend it is trying to make the changes, and the changes will be appear. Once it is over, it's done. Yeah, your changes are appeared. See, it is refreshing the visuals also. If it is any, if it is affecting any visuals, it will change that also. It is showing working on it. That means backend, whatever the transformation that you have made, it is making that changes. This if the from Power BI, this is a Power BI desktop. Generally, it will appear. From that, if you want to go to Power Query, you can click on the transform data. You will go to Power Query. From there, if you want to come here, just click and close and apply. You will come here. Okay. In the today's class, what we have studied about the Power BI architecture. Okay. How to install the Power BI desktop through Google and Microsoft Store system. How to load the data from get data. What is the data section? What is visualization section? What are the different type of the filters we have studied? What is you have your interface we have studied? Okay. This is a report canvas. What is the report view, what is data view, what is model view. Okay, different types. From this, from Power BI desktop, how you can go to the Power Query. In the Power Query, we have studied how to move first order as one basic transformation we have studied. And once the transformation made, how to save the transformation we have studied. And we have studied about some filters, page level filter. That means visual level filter, page level filters, and report level filters. Okay. Yes. So any doubts? Is it clear? So then is it clear? Okay, fine. I will stop the recording.
Okay.
Yeah.